This is huge. This is an very important component of understanding the book. The storyteller is ourselves. We are a storyteller. So he talks about how when we're born, by the moment we're born, we join a story. We join the story of our parents, the story of our mother, of our father. We become the firstborn, the secondborn, the thirdborn child for parents. And we are indoctrinated into the story. But the difference is that in our own story, we are the protagonist and everybody else is a secondary character. So, for example, with my mother, she's a secondary character of my story, but I am a second character in her own story. And we have in the story that we tell ourselves about our lives, what we have is it's just a story. It's just an interpretation. And we choose what to keep in our memories about the secondary characters. We choose what to keep, what perception, what image to keep on all the secondary characters of our story. And what Miguel says is it's not really true. What you think you know about the secondary characters in your story, all the people in your life, your family members, your loved ones, your co-workers, it's not true. You think you know your partner. He says, you think you know your mother. You really don't. You only know the story you tell yourself about them. And it's the same for them. They don't really know you. They just know the story they choose to tell themselves about you, their perception of you. So he talks about how when we understand the storyteller, when we understand this awareness, when we have this awareness, then we don't have to impose our own story, our own narrative to anybody else. So he says, for example, if my mother, coincidentally, he talks about his mother. He says, if my mother has a different narrative about my life and about who I am in her story, that's okay. I can choose to love her and accept her and enjoy her presence. I don't have to impose my own story and keep correcting her. Like, no, mom, that's not how it went. It happened like this. The reality is our stories don't match perfectly